Hello and welcome to They Think It's All Rover. Today we are looking at a car that is, if you believe them, older than the moon landings. And this is a 1968 Lincoln Continental. So this is another car that's owned by my friend Mike, who's well into his American cars. And I've wanted to have a go in this since I first met Mike at Rustable One way back in the day. Feels like ages ago now, but yeah, that took me about 10 minutes then to walk down the side of it. So yeah, so as I say, so this is a 1968 Lincoln Continental. This one has lived near Chicago for most of its life, and it came to the UK in 2014. So it's got a 462 cubic inch engine, 7.6 litre, and it's a Ford V8, and it's the largest engine that Lincoln ever produced. So there were 9,000 coupes
Yep.
made. Yep, so 9,000 coupes made, and this is the only one in the UK of this spec. Is that right?
That I'm aware of, yeah. I think there are about 30 or so Continentals of like any year, but I believe mine's one of two 68s, and I think the other's the four door.
There you go. So this puts out around about 340 brake horsepower, and it's got a three-speed automatic transmission. This car is longer than my camper van. So this one is 18 and a half foot. Now this is not even the longest car that Mike owns, because in the next video that we have, we're going to see that his car is 21 feet long, which is just ridiculous. Ridiculous and unnecessary. But
America in a nutshell.
yeah, so this one's just over 6.5 feet wide, and yeah, so I've just had a quick go in it. We're going to have a quick look in the interior. It is very bare bones, basic. That's all you want. In contrast to the Navigator, it's got pretty much nothing, has it, Mike? It's
For its time, it was super advanced, but
yeah,
yeah, by
yeah.
today's standards.
So one of the things that I do really like is this clock here. I think that's proper posh. And then also you've got the vents there, which go. You've got a bench seat, which goes all the way across. And my favourite kind of dials, speedo, with the line with the dial that just goes across rather than round in a circle. That's really cool. So Mike, how long have you owned this one?
It's actually the longest I've had any car. I've had it for, I bought it unironically on the 4th of July, 2022. So I've had it for, yeah, over 3 years now. I think it's the only car I'll never sell, but the one that's in the next vid is it's vying for being another car I'll probably never
Oh,
sell.
okay.
But for now, this is the only one that's kept my attention for that long.
So is this not your first ever American car, was it?
It
Or
was, yeah, my first classic as well.
oh
Jumping
wow.
at the deep end, and my first left-hand drive.
So whereas I started off small with an Austin Metro, Mike just thought, nah, stuff it. I'm going big, go big or go home, right?
Yeah, and I went from it was a Mitsubishi Evo to this, so it's like you literally can't get any more opposite.
That's really cool. So what plans have you got for this one then?
Mostly, it's pretty much the same as the past 3 years, which is continue draining what would have been my child's education fund for fuel, and then basically just keeping them going. Because I mean, these engines are absolute tanks for such a massive engine. It only takes 5 liters of oil, which is insane to me. But yeah, I've gone back and forth trying to make him run as good as he can, because he's always had a slight misfire if you really floor it. And Lincolns are known for vapor locking anyway, because as you'll see in a minute, the engine is massive, but the engine bay is very cramped. It's the kind of car, because obviously this was Cadillac was America's Rolls Royce and Lincoln was America's Bentley. So you
Yeah.
didn't work on this car yourself; you had a guy for that, And
Yeah.
you never even took the engine out, because the engine alone weighs 500 kilos. It's like an Austin A35 at that point,
Wow.
basically.
Wow.
But yeah, I've put him on like fuel injection, and now he's back on carb again. He seems happier on carb.
Mm,
Recently had a lot of electrical work done because people had
mm,
done bad earths and stuff on it. Just put it straight onto paint.
yeah.
And yeah, visually speaking, originally, because he's basically looked the same for 3 years because the paint and the metal's so thick. I
Yeah.
was going to respray it, and then I thought, well, actually, I like the patina, gives them a bit of personality, and I don't have to worry about using it then.
Yeah.
If somebody went into the side of it in Argos, or not Argos, in Asda, and bent the Continental badge on the other side,
Right.
I didn't even notice for 3 days because it just blends in with the car.
And yet they had a complete front end right
Yeah,
off.
probably, yeah.
Yeah. So it's funny you were saying about the fuel injection system because I don't know if anyone else follows them, but I follow Junkyard Digs on YouTube, and he regularly buys cars, and sometimes they've got fuel injection. He absolutely hates fuel injection. I think whenever he gets one, he rips it out and puts a carburetor in. I guess more reliable than
It's
fuel
supposed to be,
injection.
yeah. I went for the popular choice, which is a Holly Sniper unit, which it works, but I think the advice I give to people is that you should only put the Sniper on a car, or probably any EFI really,
Yeah.
if it's already running perfectly. Because the problem
Right.
I encountered, because he had a slight misfire, the ECU doesn't know what a misfire is, so it made all the other pistons work harder.
Yeah.
So I'd leave home on 8, and then I'd arrive at the destination on the left 4, and he'd sound like a boat coming in, just dog 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 dog. Whereas now he's much happier without having those extra electricals, and it didn't save me any fuel either. If anything, it was using more, which makes no sense. But
Yeah. Do you know how much this would have been brand new?
I think it was 55 grand in 1968. So
55,000.
something like that. Yeah, it was like 2 or 3 houses, I believe, at the time.
Good grief. You really had to be doing a good job
Yeah,
to get one of these
you
then.
probably owned the Lincoln dealer. If
In fact, you were a
yeah,
Lincoln dealer. That's the
and
only way you
and
had
this
one.
one actually, you can have a look in the boot in a second if you want.
Yeah,
But
yeah.
there's a sticker still in the boot that was it was owned at some point by somebody in the sheriff's department. So probably the sheriff.
I'm going to have to do the whole cliche thing. Is there a body in the boot as well?
Well, I always say to people that you'll see some of the goodies that are in the boot in a minute, going with the Fallout kind of
Yeah,
vibe that
yeah.
I've got. But being owned by police enforcement, it probably has had some bodies in the boot
Yeah,
at some
yeah.
point.
Yeah. Should we take a look in the boot there, Mike?
Yeah,
Let's go and then we'll have a look at the engine. That's really cool.
I think you'll probably like the way the boot opens as well. Another
Okay,
little gimmick.
let's take a look at that.
So it's got the Fran Kroll Rockford dealer badge still from about 90 miles from Chicago-ish.
Wow.
But to actually open the boot, it's under there,
Oh,
which is
wow.
a nice little touch.
Oh my goodness. Look
And
at the
like I
size
said,
of that.
I'm leaving it with the Fallout kind of ratty vibe.
Yeah, that's mad.
Still got the original, or not original, but one of the for sale things from the States.
Oh, so look at that. There we go. That's amazing.
It's like man cave material.
Yeah,
Put it on the
you
wall.
should put it in a little frame or
Yeah.
something. That.
And my old man being a hoarder had that Geiger counter, so I thought that's perfect for the
Yeah,
Fallout vibe as well.
with shotgun shells as well.
Yeah, I found those on a countryside walk as you do, and for about 5 minutes I found a dead fox carcass, and I thought I'm going to put the skull in the boot.
Oh
But
God.
so I burned it and boiled it and put it in bleach and everything, but it was still smelling, so I took it back out.
Oh no.
And also, in true serial killer fashion, if you spot them around the boot, there are some of my old teeth from when I was a kid. I kept them
Oh
all.
my goodness.
So
Oh yeah.
I just threw them in there for a bit of
Wow.
personality.
And as you guys know, I do love a sticker, but this is next level stickerage. Yeah, I do get in trouble off people on the forum. Like, oh, you can't see out your back window. I can see perfectly fine. But
Yeah,
there's
the sticker bombing you'll see under the bonnet as
yeah,
well. The sticker bombing is probably the most controversial thing about the
yeah,
car. And
yeah.
there's
That's pretty
um,
cool. The year I was born,
the sheriff's department.
1981. Fantastic. Okay,
The
yeah,
last
let's
the last sound you'll ever hear.
yeah, yeah. Okay, so we're going to take a look at the heart of the car now. Don't you open that trap door. There we go. Wow. So there we go. More stickers. It's probably cost you about £6 in stickers, isn't it? Like?
Well, I worked it out, and over the 3 years, I have spent, because I've done 10,000 miles on it, so it's been well used, and that's 7.5 grand in fuel that I spent in 3 years.
Wow. So there's a symbol I'm very familiar with, having partially restored the Saab 95 V4, which had a Fomoco carburettor on it, because obviously it's a Ford V4. So yeah, I'm quite familiar with that logo. We have since actually removed the Fomoco carb because it was awful. So we've put a Weber on. But yeah, this is pretty cool. Have you done any modifications to this at all, apart from stickers?
Yeah, there's like I said, it had the EFI, took that back off.
Yeah,
Now
yeah,
it's got an Edelbrock carb, which is basically a standard tune, so it's just
yeah.
like for quote unquote economy, which makes no difference to economy. But
Yeah.
and then we've I want to get rid of the aircon at some point because that's just like probably 30 kilos doing nothing. A lot of people take it off the viscous fan and put it on electric, which I probably
Yeah.
should. And usually, because you've got the fuel filter there, the mechanical pump packed up, and the line used to come around this heat shield into there and then into the carb. Whereas now we've
Right.
rerouted it around here with the electric, inline pump and
Okay.
filter.
Yeah.
But that's where the issues are arising now because it doesn't have the heat shield, so the heat all
Right.
comes over it, and it was
Okay.
literally vapor locking between there and there
And this is
because these engines run at like 220 degrees.
jeez. So this is why you have the bonnet open slightly when
Yeah,
we drive. Which, when we do go for a drive very shortly, you'll see it flapping around a bit. But that's just because we don't want to break down or anything. So, wow, that is
and you can see what I was saying about the engine being so awkward to get to. You can't even
yeah,
get the manifolds off.
yeah. It's definitely an engine out job, isn't it, when you want to do anything on it? Or that's really really cool though. That's really cool. And there's the poor fuel pump there, which works its little socks off trying to keep this behemoth fed. Brilliant. Okay, cool. Right. Well, what we'll do now, we'll go and take this for a drive. Okay, so we are now off ski. As you can see, bonnet up. I don't know if you can hear in the background that fuel pump giving its all. So you're a big fan of Fallout then, Mike, or
Yeah, massive fan. It's my Fallout 4 is my favourite game.
yeah? I will hang my head in shame and say I've never played it. I like watching videos of people playing it, but it looks very complicated to me. The whole Pit Boy thing, and crafting and stuff. So, but it's surprisingly comfortable though. It's nice seats.
One of the two of the main things when these came out, the problem that Lincoln's always had is that Cadillac always outsold them. Because
Right.
people would always just buy the name that they knew, kind of like
Yeah,
with motorbikes. People know the name Harley, so they just buy
yeah,
Harley. So what Ford tried to do with it instead was everything Cadillac had as an optional extra,
yeah,
they put on these as standard. So it was more expensive than Cadillac,
yeah.
but you got more car. And it ended up shooting them in the foot because people who bought one of these never bought another car again because
Right.
they didn't need another one. And they also marketed something which most people weren't doing at the time, which was a real push on safety.
Right.
So this, for example, has 6 lap belts as standard in 1968.
Wow.
It's got the thing that sold me on it was it's got disc brakes on the front.
Okay. Yeah.
So it actually does stop a lot better than you'd think. And also they designed the steering column where it's rubber insulated, so there's no vibration from the road. And so it's designed to snap halfway, so it doesn't go into you in a crash.
Yeah.
I always find the lap belts hilarious anyway, because it's not like it's going to save you; it just keeps the bodies in the car.
Yeah. Mike was also saying that the badge that I filmed at the beginning of the video used to be on top of the bonnet, but because of pointy edges and pedestrians, they moved it as a flat badge onto the front of the car. But like Mike exclaimed, it probably wouldn't make much difference if you got hit by this thing. You would be turned into mush, I would say, fairly quickly. What's the handling like on this? Any good?
It's better than people would think. Yeah, obviously it's a little bit wallow if you start chucking it around. But I would say, I don't know, obviously you were in the Navi. I think it floats less than the Navi does.
Yeah, yeah.
There's less body roll.
Yeah, definitely.
And obviously it's a lot lower to the ground, which helps. But yeah, I would say overall it handles a lot better than the stereotypes are.
Yeah, yeah.
A lot of those jokes that people make actually come from the 70s when the fuel crisis kicked in.
Right.
You'd have like this engine in the 70s would have been putting out half the power.
Right,
The suspension went mushy, everything was like velour interiors and all that.
Yeah.
Back when smoking was good for you and everyone was half the size.
Yeah.
And this thing's got about 17,000 ashtrays.
But no, they did say, didn't they, that American cars had treacle for suspension, didn't they, and stuff like that.
Yeah, and I mean, in fairness to this, I wouldn't say that. Like, it corners. I drove a Mark II Jag, and I think this handles better than that, to be honest.
Yeah,
it definitely handles better than a Rolls Royce. This thing puts an old Silver Shadow to shame.
Yeah. Yeah, no, it's very comfy.
And one of the craziest things to me is this weighs exactly the same as a Silver Shadow. And it's 2 feet longer, 10 inches wider.
Wow.
The engine's a litre bigger and has virtually double the power and torque. I mean, in 1968, this is putting out 485 foot-pounds of torque, which is more than a brand new Dodge Viper, like today.
Wow. I do like that you've got all of the leg room. There's absolutely no issue there. Excuse legs.
And he is a bit rattly, obviously, mostly from the doors because I'm in the process. Well, the 3-year process of converting it from the old electric windows to.
Yeah.
I want to put it on manual rollers
Yeah,
instead.
yeah.
But obviously, I've left the door cards off for now.
Yeah. So you've still got the original door cards.
Yeah, and technically I've got the motors and everything, but apparently over the 60 years, the grease that they use kind of just turns to, petrifies and turns to honey, and then the window doesn't want to come back up again.
Yeah. Yeah. That's true of most cars, I guess, of an age, isn't it? Really. I was just saying how much I like this little thing mascot statue. Really, really like. See, The Thing now, I know about The Thing. It's one of my favourite films. That.
Yeah, this car's kind of like a shrine to my favourite stuff because The Thing's my favourite movie, Fallout's my favourite game.
Yeah. There's Malt Boy.
He's melted in the sun, as you can see. He's leaning over.
That's just the many powers.
Actually, I'm saying he's melted in the sun. He's probably melted from the engine heat.
Yeah. Brilliant. Well, I'm very impressed. It's so the other car that we're going to film is a hearse, but you're saying that one might not stay in the fleet. That one might be going, is it? Or
no, the opposite. I think usually I get bored, but like I've always said about this one, that he's the only car I'd keep. But I mean, as much as the high roller was cool, I did get a bit bored of driving it because at the end of the day, it was a really good looking Mitsubishi L200. So it's basically just a 2.5 litre diesel truck. So it wasn't like fun to drive; it just looked really cool.
Yeah.
Whereas with the hearse, kind of like this, the hearse is the whole package. Like it sounds good, and obviously there's nothing like that hearse on the road. The only other hearses here are like the old Jags and Daimlers, which are nothing like it.
Yeah. Brilliant. Well, I must say, Mike, it's been a pleasure again, and thank you ever so much for bringing me out in this one of your pride and joys of your fleet. And we shall see you in another video, which again will be one of Mike's cars. I've been very fortunate that I've been able to come here today and get 3 cars filmed for the channel, and hopefully you like them. If you do, give it a thumbs up, subscribe, all that jazz, and see you soon.